Hey Raven users, Jamie Z here, and today I want to show you how to upgrade and install Raven 4.0 on Mac. So let's get started. I've plugged in the HDMI and the USB, and you'll see the touchscreen is actually working, but it's not very good. This is the native Mac touch driver. We'll be installing a much better touch driver, but it'll unlock gestures and all of that in a minute. So we're doing this on a Mac Mini. I'm running Ventura, and we can see here the Raven MTI Max display is plugged in. Now we're ready to get upgraded. So go to your web browser and go to my.stevenslateaudio.com. If you don't have an account, click here to sign up. If you have an account, log in. In your account settings under iLock, we'll be sure to link our iLock ID so our licenses get deposited. And if you have a new Raven, you'll take your passcode card and hit the Add Products button here and type in your passcode to redeem it. Now I'm upgrading from Raven 3.0, so let's go through that procedure. You'll go to your Raven tab, and in here, we can choose our DAW and hit Upgrade to Raven 4.0. It's added to our cart, and now we will go check out. In this screen, type in the account that you're going to use for the Raven. slateaudiotest@gmail.com. Type in all your info, continue to payment, complete the order. Now that we've completed the order, we can go back to our Slate Raven account. And under Raven, you'll see we have Raven 4.0 here. Here's some videos and manual downloads, but we'll go ahead and download the Slate Audio Center. While that's downloading, we confirm our iLock has been deposited. So see here, this is our iLock license that we just upgraded and bought. We could drag it over to the machine or the iLock ID, but I will show you how to do this with the Slate Audio Center. So now that we have the Slate Audio Center downloaded, go ahead and open that. Once it's open, drag it into your Applications folder. Now in your Applications folder, open the Slate Audio Center. Hit Open, and use your same credentials to log into the Slate Audio Center. Now that we're logged into the Slate Audio Center, we've been prompted that we need to install the helper. Hit OK and type in your computer password. And now we've been prompted that Yellow Matter Entertainment, Slate Audio Center will run in the background. You can ignore that error message. Now we're ready to go install the Raven, so hit Install. Now we've been prompted to install full disk access for the Slate Audio Center. This will allow the Slate Audio Center to install all the Raven drivers and permissions. So you just drag this over, tap it to open your System Preferences Full Disk Access tab here. And now click and drag it over. You'll see the Slate Audio Center helper tool is checked on in this box. And the Slate Audio Center is telling us we have success. So now we're ready to install the driver. Before we do that, we have a couple permissions we want to take care of. So in your settings here, go to your dock settings. Set this dock on the bottom to auto hide. This will allow you more space for the Raven toolbars, and if you need to get to your dock, just drag the mouse down there. Now click Install, and let's install the Raven software. Hit I agree here, and now it's going to run a check for hard drive. It's going to get all of our iLock activations. Choose the iLock that you want to activate and hit Next. Now choose the location, either the computer or the dongle. We'll activate it to the computer. This is going to install all of the Raven assets, the TouchBase UPDD driver, vControl Pro, the Raven software, and all of the DAW assets like key commands, window layouts, session templates. Now it looks like it's taking a while, but this is installing a lot of assets, so be patient, and the Slate Audio Center will make sure that all the permissions are granted and everything is installed correctly. Okay, now we've been prompted to install the assets for either the legacy 1080p Ravens or the Raven MTI Max. I'm doing this on a Max, so we will select the Max display. If you're mixing and matching displays, just choose Max. It'll make sure you have the newest templates and window configurations for a 2K screen. Go ahead and click that. Now the Slate Audio Center will install all of the templates and the assets for the Raven Max. This will make it very easy to get aligned and get the windows to go full screen for the 2K resolution. But if you choose the legacy Raven MTI, that'll install the 1080p templates, so all the windows will size correctly to the 1080p display. Now we can see there's been a prompt that Nyrink has been added to our background apps. This means that vControl Pro has been installed. I will click to remove that prompt and notification. Now the Slate Audio Center is going to install UPDD, which is our touch driver, and will require some permissions once it's finished installing. Now we've been notified that TouchBase is going to run in the background. TouchBase makes UPDD. That is the touch driver, so that's a normal message. We could click out of there. Now you'll notice we have been prompted about a system extension for UPDD. So to grant permissions, UPDD apps, we'll hit OK here, we'll hit continue. And now we'll be prompted about the UPDD extension permissions. So scroll down here and click allow right here in our privacy security. Type in your password and click allow. And it says UPDD device connected. Now the Slate Audio Center has prompted us to allow UPDD in accessibility. So just click here. It'll take us right to the accessibility tab and click and drag this window. And you see it checked on UPDD, UPDD daemon. And this says privacy security was prevented. We'll allow that. Congratulations, UPDD has been granted. Hit continue. Now we need to allow the UPDD commander. Click here. This will take us to accessibility, and you could click and drag. This will allow UPDD commander in accessibility. Now UPDD commander will need screen capture. So click to open the screen recording preferences. And now click back on the Slate Audio Center and click and hold and drag UPDD commander to the screen recording permissions. Slate Audio Center has popped up. We'll click continue. Now we'll need to add the Raven permissions. Click continue, tap the Raven icon. It'll take you to the screen recording page. Click again, and now click and hold with the mouse and drag the Raven into the screen recording prefs. So now that the install and all the permissions checks have been completed, we could continue to the quick start guide here. This will open up the Raven setup wizard. So here you can just click next, decide if you're on single or dual, make sure the USB is plugged in, and this is going to walk you through setting up all of your DAW and display preferences. I will be showing you all these features in this setup video, so we can just close this for now, click the red X up top, and this will back open the Slate Audio Center. We can go back to products, and if you need to get back to the setup wizard, you can click Quick Start Guide here in the Steven Slate Audio Center, Or in the Raven dashboard, we can click Open, and this will take us to another page with the setup wizard. Now the Raven dashboard, you have a settings tab here where we can hide our help labels. Here is all of the YouTube and setup videos. Below that is all the manuals. So now we'll stay on the Home tab. To hide and show the Raven dashboard, just touch or click this little Raven icon up here in the menu bar. Now that the touch driver is installed, we can set up some UPDD preferences. Click the hand icon in the menu bar and select Console. This is the UPDD console. From here, we can see all the monitors that are connected in the system and if the Raven USB is being seen. Since we are on a single monitor, we don't need to identify, but if you have multiple monitors, click the binocular button here, push and hold the Raven for 3 seconds, let go when it turns blue, and then just click next with the mouse on the non-touchscreen monitors. Now we can exit out of here and do some gestures. All of the gestures are handled by the UPDD Commander app. So just add the desired application into here and map the gestures. Raven comes preloaded with hundreds of these gestures. So like minimize with a rotate with 2 fingers to the left, or if you want to open up Safari, rotate 4 fingers to the right. Make a new tab with a 4-finger expand, switch between tabs with a 4-finger swipe, or refresh a tab with a 2-finger rotate to the right. Now hide the app with a 5-finger pinch. All right, now that our touch driver is working, the Raven software is installed, we're ready to set up Digital Performer with the Raven. We can either hit Open here, which will open the Raven toolbars and Digital Performer, but since this is the first time setting up DP with Raven, I just want to open up DP first, do all the setup, then we'll launch the Raven toolbars. All right, now that DP is open, we're ready to set up the control surface. So click the Setup tab, and under Control Surface, hit this little plus button here, and go add a Mackie controller. In the input port, we'll do Raven 1, and the output port Raven 1, hit the plus button again here, and set this to Raven 2, hit the plus button again, set this to Raven 3, and since we're on an MTI Max, we can do 32 faders, so we're gonna hit the plus button one more time and set up the 4th bank of Mackie control. So here you see we have Mackie control as the first bank, and all the other 3 banks are extended. Each bank is 8 tracks. So 32 faders, we got 4 tracks. If you're on an MTI2, MTZ, MTX, just do the 3 banks. Now there's a couple options for track filtering here. I like to use different fader focusing techniques for what's showing. So we want to just do pin to focus window. Now, depending on your workflow, maybe you just want to always show all tracks or pin to the mixer window. But for me, I want to pin it to the focus window. So we'll hit OK here. And next, we need to set up our key commands. So open up your key commands window. Click this area in the top right and choose Import Key Bindings. The Slate Audio Center will install these custom key commands into the Music, Audio Music apps, Key Commands, Digital Performer Key Bindings. Load these up, and now this will load all of the custom keyboard mappings we've done for the Raven in batch commands. So if you search for something like track layouts, you'll see that we've customized a bunch of custom track layout key commands for the Raven to use. Now that DP is open and set up for the control surface and the key commands, let's launch the Raven toolbars. So hit Launch here on the Raven, and this is going to open up the Raven toolbars. The first thing Raven users will see is this Raven Classic Console. This is a multi-touch console that controls Digital Performer. You can grab 2 faders here, and then move your hand over, grab another fader here, and it tracks your hand. So this is great if you want to grab a fader all the way here, and then, oh, I want to ride this fader at the same time. The Raven will track all those fingers, and you can control up to 10 faders at once. In this mixer, we could swipe solos and skip underneath to swipe more, and then just swipe back, skip under, and swipe the solos. Same thing for the mutes. Or what's really great here is you could even mute and solo multi-tracks at the same time. So here we go. Unmute and mute 4 tracks at the same time. Now above the mutes and solos, we have Find Fader mode. Hit this, you'll see it overlays in yellow. And now we can do 0.1 dB rides. This is great when automating a vocal and getting it right the first try. Above here, we have our multi-touch pans. These are rotary pans, so as you rotate the knob, you'll see the pan moves and follows your finger in a rotary fashion. These are multi-touch, so you can control 2 or 4 at a time. Above here is our custom track icons. So push and hold, and if you hit blank, you can wipe out any icons that are there, or you go select it, tap, select another one, tap, or in custom, you could import your own custom icons. Hit the X to exit out of here. Above the track icons, we can access our inserts in DP. So if you hit the Open Insert button, this is going to open up the first plugin on the selected track. Same thing as doing Shift F on your keyboard. If you want to see the inserts below it, just click the Insert tab here, select the next insert, and now you control that insert. To hide the plugin, we could do a 3-finger tap, or let me open up the insert again, and we could even use the Close Plugin button here to hide or show the plugins. Now another great feature of this multi-touch mixer is the Raven Sends mode. So click the Send button down here, and now we're controlling everything on Send 1 of all the showing tracks. Go to number 2, now you're controlling Send or Bus 2, number 3, and so on. This is really great for building headphone mixes or doing parallel compression on your drums or sending a ton of background vocals to a reverb bus all at the same time. To switch back to the mixer, hit the Insert button here, and now we're viewing our mixer. We have our markers, so we could jump between all the different sections of the song with these different markers or memory locations. Next to here, you have your 16, 32, or DAW view. So since this is an MTI Max, we can view 32 faders by hitting the 32 button here. Now we have 32 multi-touch faders. Or if you're on an MTI 2, it'll be 24 faders. If you want to hide this mixer and see the DAW, hit the DAW button here. Now we can control DP, and we're ready to mix. Switch back to 16 or 32 mode. If you just don't want to see the toolbar, you just hit the hide button over here on the left. Now we just see DP, do all your edits, open up the Raven again by hitting the little Raven icon to the left. Next to this is all your batch commands. So you can hit the bounce button to bounce the disc, or import to import some audio. If you want to edit this, you just push and hold the button, and now you can add a key command or a menu item. Next to this, we have our command matrix, which shows all these floating batch commands. And here's your banking buttons to bank. Or to bank, you could also just do a 1-finger swipe, left or right, or to bank 24 tracks or 32 tracks, you do a 2-finger swipe, left and right. Over here on the left, you have your flip toolbar button. So if you want the faders nice and low, you flip the toolbar up top, or if you want the toolbar, flip it back down. Now down here, these are our fader focus or track layout batch commands. These can be mapped to show specific tracks in DP, so you don't have to bank all over really large sessions. So to edit these track layouts, I want to hide the mixer. I could either hit DAW mode, or I could just hit the 16 mode again. To do your track layouts, you want to open up your key command tab over here on the left, show your commands, and view track layout commands. So this will show you how to save, edit, and any of your track layouts for the session will show up here. The first thing we want to do is save all of our important tracks in the session as our all or home. So select all the important tracks, select them. Now to do this automatically, we could just open up our command matrix and save the track layout all. Let me show you how to do it manually first, and then we'll do a batch command. So first we want to just show only selected tracks. Okay, then we want to save track layout. Call the track layout all tracks. And now we want to just go back and show all the tracks in the session, so you just show all. If you look over here on the right, you'll see we have an empty key command ready to be mapped for track layout all. So select in there and just hit your all tracks button on the Raven and you'll see it's mapped to the key command from that button. So a much easier way to do this is with using these bash commands in your macro matrix. So now let's do our drums. So we'll go select all of our drums in the session and we'll hit the save track layout drums bash command. This will show the tracks, call it drums, and now in the drums area, we'll tap it, hit the drums bash command. You see it's mapped. Now we can go back to all of our important tracks by hitting the all tracks button. Now let's do one more for our music. So I'll go here, I'll select all of our music stuff, and I'll do save track layout music. See, it shows the select tracks, calls it music, and it's ready to be mapped. Tap it there, hit music. Now this is a great opportunity to show how to make a batch command to do something like this. So let's do a batch command to just show all the vocal tracks. So push and hold a batch command. Up top we'll want to name it save track layout vocals. And now we can use key commands or menu items to make this happen. So first thing we want to do, go to our menu item tab. And in here we'll do show only selected tracks. Select it, hit add to add it to the script. Now after that we want to do a track layout. So save track layout as. Then we'll go to a key command in the text edit because we want to type in something a little longer. So we could call this lead vocals. Hit add to add it to the script. And then let's do a key command in the key command tab. Hit return and add return to the script. Hit assign. Now we select some tracks here and we hit save track layout vocals. You see it shows those tracks. It created the track layout over here. Now we map it to whatever key command we want. So currently in the vocals button here, it's Shift Option Command 4. So you just select them there, tap it. These can also be renamed, so you just push and hold. You could even call it lead vocals. This is really great to get mixing fast. You don't have to bank around and try to find your tracks. Just show your lead vocals. There they are. Show your drums. There's your drums. Show the music tracks. There's the music. So now that we've gone over the classic console, we're ready to go into the advanced mode of Raven. So hit the advanced button here, and this is going to show our advanced toolbar. You'll notice this has much more batch commands, a lot of different pop-outs and zoom-in windows. This is really great for using the edit window of DP. So starting from the left here, we have our zoom in or out batch commands. We have MIDI pads. If you want to place a MIDI, hit the wrench to MIDI map the different areas. You can resize it with the plus or minus button here, or change the octave with the octave buttons down here. Next to this is our markers or memory locations. So just hit the marker, and now your session will jump right to that section of the song. Above this is our DAW tools. So right now you could switch to the I-beam tool, or the zoom tool, or the hand tool, or your scissor tool, pencil tool, comping tool, back to the hand. So above this we have our edit tools. You can make a selection, you could break the selection, or make a couple tracks and create a group of the tracks, or ungroup the tracks, create a folder, or this will actually open up the delete folder, so we could just actually clear the folders out. You could copy, make a selection and paste. Here's a bunch of batch commands for just creating tracks, or if you want to trim and crop. These cursors here are really great for just navigating around different regions. You see the cursor just jumps all over, so this is really great when editing audio. Over here is our nav pad or jog wheel. So if you drag up, it makes all the tracks big. Drag down, makes all the tracks small. Left zooms out, right zooms in. If you push and hold the little cross here, now it turns into a jog wheel. Here's different modifiers. So if you make a selection here, you hold shift. Now the modifier is latched, either hit Shift again here or hit anywhere on the Raven and the modifier will unlatch. Here's our Edit Mix button to jump between the classic console or the advanced mode. And next to this, we have our batch command toolbar. So you hit the plus button. Now we have our batch command toolbar. Users can hit the category tab here, and now all the batch commands are organized between different categories. If you want to edit these, we open up the batch command browser. Now we can see all of the default batch commands in Raven, or we can even add blank batch commands onto the toolbar. So go ahead and start dragging these down here. And then when we're done, you hit the command browser. And now users will notice some of the batch commands are hanging off the side, but if you just do a 2-finger drag here, you can actually scroll this batch command toolbar. So the toolbars could have a lot more batch commands than you could fit on the screen. Now let's go over another great feature of the Raven Floating Mixer, or Studio Mixer. This is a great mixer if users who like to see the edit window and maybe you're on a single Raven. So here you have your transport, rewind, fast forward. Here's your nav pad to zoom in and out. Different banking buttons. Here's all the tools. Memory locations and markers. Select some tracks and make a group or ungroup the tracks. Here's batch commands, which are all organized into different categories. Modifiers again to make different selections. And the single fader. So whatever track is selected, you have the single fader that controls that track. You can solo it, mute it, do some panning. Now if users want to control more than one track, you hit this arrow here. Now we're looking at 8 tracks. Hit it again, now you're looking at 16. One more time, we're seeing 24 tracks and it's removed the main transport area. And hit it one more time, now you have 32 faders on the MTI Max. So a great option if you want just 32 faders and your edit window is you go back to this main view and you hide the rack with this rack show button here. Then show your faders, drag them down to the bottom here. And now we have a great 32 channel mixer with faders, solos, mutes, record enable, and we're still seeing DP right above it. If you want to hide it, you hit the little hide area here, show it again, and now let's hit this right arrow to get back to the main zone. Now let's show the rack again and hide the floating mixer, and let's go over my favorite feature of Raven, the multi-touch gestures. So with gestures, any hand movement on the Raven can control a key command. So with a 2-finger swipe down, up, left or right, you see is a scroll. 2-finger double tap can zoom in on a selection. If you make a selection, you do a 2-finger rotate to the left, you'll see it makes our locators there. 2-finger rotate to the right, puts our punch locators there. 2-finger tap is just stop and play. Now with 3 fingers, a 3-finger drag down makes the tracks big, up makes them small, right zooms in, 3-finger swipe to the left, zooms out, and up makes the track small again. Now with a 3-finger rotate to the left, you see it deletes the clip, 3-finger double tap does undo, 3-finger rotate to the right, you see adds and repeats. 3-finger double tap again to undo. And if you have a plugin open, a 3-finger tap will hide the plugin. With a 3-finger expand, you see it copies the region, and then tap over here, and a 3-finger pinch will paste the region. 3-finger double tap again to undo. Now some 4-finger gestures, make a selection, and a 4-finger down will fit the track vertically. 4 right will fit it horizontally. 4 left and up, you see fits the entire session. So you make a quick selection, 4 down, 4 right, zoom in a little more, fit your whole session with 4 left and up. So I'll make a selection here, 4 down, 4 right, and let's do some editing gestures. 4-finger rotate to the left, you see breaks the region. Select inside there, 4-finger rotate to the right, crops or trims the region. Now make a selection, 4-finger double tap. You see adds in a fade. And make a selection and a 4-finger tap, mutes the region. Now select a bunch of tracks here, and a 4-finger pinch will create a group, and a 4-finger expand will disable groups. So now let's go over some 5-finger gestures. A 5-finger swipe up is your I-beam tool. So you can go edit, do some edits. 5-finger swipe to the right is your scissor tool. So you just go and tap and start breaking the regions. 5-finger down is your pencil tool. So now you can start drawing in all the automation. And a 5-finger right is back to your main hand tool. 5-finger press will bounce to disk. And you could also use a 5-finger pinch to hide a plugin, or a 5-finger expand will actually show the plugin on the selected track. So if I select the track down here, 5-finger expand will open up the plugin on that track, and a 5-finger pinch will hide it. All right, now let's go over my favorite feature of the Raven, the batch commands. These are really great for tedious tasks. Now we want to make a batch command that clicks the selected track, types in the name, adds a plugin. So push and hold here. And for the click, we're going to use an Apple Automator service. So we'll call it click insert 1, DP, click insert 1, add it in there. We'll call this add virtual mix rack. So now that we've added the click in, let's just see how far that goes. So hit the button. It'll open up an Automator script that goes and clicks insert 1 of this channel strip area here. Then we just need to type in virtual mix rack, cursor down, return to add it. So push and hold the batch command. To type in, it's a key command and it's a text. So virtual mix rack, hit add to add it to the script, key command cursor down, hit add to add that, key command return to add that. Then hit save to save this to your user batch command area just in case you need to remake it again. So now we just hit the batch command here. It sends a mouse click over, searches for the plugin, adds the plugin. Now let's do one more batch command to show how to use custom mouse clicks. So push and hold a batch command, menu item, let's do a create tracks batch command. So I'll go search the menu items for the create track option, create custom tracks, hit assign, push the button, you'll see it opens up this create track window. So we want to do a mouse click to click the track type, and then another mouse click to click add. So go to your mouse select, app XY, we'll base it off the window, global XY will just click anywhere on the screen, and the region will let you actually take a screenshot of that window. But for now, we could use app XY. Hit record, highlight the window, and you see the window turns red. So now we'll just do the track type, hover right over it, hit return. Now, in this app XY area, see it knows application digital performer, window create tracks, mouse location, and then you choose the left or right click, mouse down, mouse up. Add that in, and now we wanted to do, say, a instrument track. So key command, we type in instrument, add that in, and key command return, which will lock in the instrument. It's always good to add 1,000 milliseconds of delay when there's a timing issue that could happen. Hit assign, hit create custom tracks. You see it opens it up, clicks it, creates instrument track. Now we need one more click just to go and click add and OK. So create custom tracks. In your mouse window here, mouse select app XY, hit record, hover over the add, hit return, choose the type of click you want, hit add, and now finally to lock that in, we need one more return to just close the window. So you hit create custom track, clicks there, chooses instrument track, clicks add, adds the track. Now, sometimes if you want to click certain things, you go to mouse select, app XY, Certain DP windows don't give you the window name. So for that, you'd either have to use the region editor to take a screenshot of what you want to click, or we can do something really cool with an app called Automator. So open up macOS Automator, new, quick action, hit choose, and then hit record. Now go click the item you want to click. We'll click this little automation button here, hit stop, and now in Automator, we could remove the first click, just click the channel strip, turn the playback speed all the way up, hit save, we'll call it DP11, click automation. Now we need to import this into Raven, so right click it, will take us to the services tab. We could either take this services tab, drag it over to our favorites area, or just copy and paste this and go put it on the desktop. Now in the bash command here, push and hold, bash command user tab, hit load. We'll go load this up, go to your desktop, click automation, select it, add it into the script. We'll call this click automation and hit assign. Now when you hit the bash command, you see it launches an Automator script and goes and clicks that window. It's really cool. You can drag your window over, click automation, it'll always go click that window. Then you just type in maybe setup, or if we wanted to type in range latch. So move the window back over, click automation, key command, text editor, range latch. Add it in, key command return. Now select any track you want, click automation. You see it puts it into range latch. So that's setting up the Raven 4.0 with Digital Performer. Hope you guys dig it. Happy mixing.